All right, let's talk about a huge shift that's happening right now, whether we're ready for it or not. Data modernization. And look, this isn't just about getting some new servers. This is about completely rewiring your business to operate at the speed of AI. So let's get into it.
Just think about that for a second. For decades, this organism of ours has basically been running on muscle memory, slow after-the-fact reports. But today, we're giving it a real-time nervous system, something that can feel, think, and react instantly. And that right there is the heart of what we're talking about. So, here's the game plan. First, we'll break down why the old way of doing things is completely broken. Then, we'll define what being AI-ready really means. After that, we'll look at the 3 big architectural pillars you need, understand the real business case for all this, and finally, lay out a super clear first step you can take.
Okay, so let's start with the core problem here. For something like 50 years, the entire business world has operated with a built-in delay, a lag. It all comes down to this batch processing mindset, right? It's a holdover from the old mainframe days. Data got crunched overnight. And you know what? For a long time, that was totally fine. Why? Because the decision makers were us, humans. We sleep, we take weekends off, we're perfectly happy to get a dashboard on Monday morning telling us what happened last week.
And this is where we hit a massive wall. On one side, you've got that slow human pace of the batch world. But on the other, you have these new AI agents that never, ever sleep. Think about it. An AI managing your supply chain doesn't care about a nightly report. It needs to know about a port closure the second it happens, not 24 hours later. And that leads to this. This is so important. Feeding a brilliant AI model old, stale data is a massive hidden point of failure. The AI still makes a decision, of course, but it's a bad one, and it executes that bad decision at machine speed. That's why latency is the new downtime. It's not just an annoying delay, it's a critical system-wide failure.
Okay, so clearly the old way is not going to cut it. So what does it actually mean to build an infrastructure that's truly AI-ready?
Well, the very first thing is a huge shift in how we think. For years, the big idea was to just dump all of our data into these massive data lakes. The problem? They've all turned into data swamps. Stagnant, messy archives where all the valuable context is just lost. An AI can't make sense of a swamp.
So, the solution is to build what we call a cognitive data layer. Now, instead of just storing data in rows and columns like a giant spreadsheet, this layer actually understands semantic relationships. What does that mean? It means your data is born with meaning, totally ready for an AI to understand and use in an instant.
And the difference here is night and day. The old data swamp, it was all about structured, siloed data that a human had to painstakingly query. The new cognitive layer, on the other hand, handles everything. Structured, unstructured, it understands relationships, and it's built from the ground up for instant AI retrieval, using things like RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation.
And it's not just that cognitive layer. You also need to automate how you pull in all that dark data. All the amazing intelligence that's locked away in PDFs, emails, and contracts. And maybe most importantly, you need digital provenance. That's just a fancy way of saying you can trace every single AI decision back to the exact data that caused it. That's how you build trust.
Okay, so that's the what. Now let's talk about the how. This modern platform is really built on 3 foundational pillars. Pillar number 1 is what we call the nervous system. This means getting rid of that slow, nightly data loading, the old ETL process, and moving to a streaming, event-driven architecture. Data gets processed the very instant it's born. This gives your business a live, real-time heartbeat.
Next up, Pillar 2, the brain. Now, modern systems separate or decouple your computing power from your data storage. Why is that a big deal? Well, it means you can spin up thousands of GPUs to train a massive model for just an hour and then spin them right back down. It's the only thing that makes large-scale AI affordable.
And finally, Pillar 3, the immune system. You just can't have humans manually checking data quality anymore. It's impossible. You need AI-driven systems that automatically spot weird anomalies and block bad data before it gets in and poisons your models. This is absolutely critical if you're ever going to trust these autonomous systems.
I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? In an automated world, bad data isn't just a small problem. It is a catastrophic risk that spreads errors at the speed of light. That immune system is really your only line of defense.
So you might be thinking, why go through all this trouble? Why make this huge investment?
Well, the answer goes way beyond just saving a few bucks on servers. This is about completely changing your company's decision metabolism, its raw ability to learn and act faster than everyone else.
And this is the real prize. Sure, you'll see some savings on your total cost of ownership, and that's great. But the massive, exponential value, the real ROI, comes from something else entirely. Innovation velocity. This becomes your strategic weapon. It lets you outmaneuver your competitors at every single turn.
And what does that speed actually get you? Well, it means you can launch new products and AI models in days, not months. It means you see market risks developing before they turn into a crisis. And it means you can deliver those hyper-personalized customer experiences that are just flat out impossible with slow, old-school systems.
I know, this all sounds huge, maybe a little overwhelming, but starting this journey doesn't have to feel like you're trying to boil the ocean. So let's wrap up with a clear, simple plan to just get started.
Seriously, you don't have to do it all at once. The blueprint is super simple. Start small. Find just one critical data stream that feeds your most important AI. Modernize that single pipeline. Then, prove to everyone that the AI works better with real-time data. Once you get that win, you just rinse and repeat and build momentum from there.
So that really leaves us with one final critical question to think about. In this new age of AI, your data infrastructure isn't just sitting there. It's doing one of two things. It's either an anchor holding you back in the past, or it's the engine that's going to power your future. The choice is yours.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Check out the next video on this topic, or subscribe to our channel to keep up with our latest explainer videos, live webinars, and other insights into technology solutions.